So today our session is module 2, initial requirements and lab preparation. Okay, we'll see that. So in this lab we required these many servers to power on, and the remaining servers can be power off. Sorry. So these are the servers are required for doing the lab, and the rest of the servers you can power off, not required. So one is Active Directory, second one SQL, file storage service, that is called FSR, and NYC XDC, and another one DTP-MST. DTP-MST is not required, so only first four servers are required to power on. The remaining are you can power off. But the power on sequence, the power up, that means switch on the servers. This is the order. First Active Directory, second one will be SQL, and third one will be FSR, and fourth one will be XDC. But please do not power off, power on ADC and SQL. Always leave it ADS and SQL server. Please do not shut down the servers. Understood? And the remaining servers you can power off, power on your wish. But ADS, SQL server, please do not power off. And once again, one more information. The student desktop also, please, when your work is completed, you can directly close the connection. That's it. And do not go to start shutdown. Even student desktop also, please do not shut down. Please directly close here. On the right side, we have a close option. We can directly close it. Please do not shut down. Uh, please mute it. So because of any questions, you can let me know. Okay. Now, moving to the next slide. So today we are going to understand some points in this learning objective. Demonstrate Citrix consulting methodology for Zenap Zendesk deployment. So that means how you can set up. Identify supporting infrastructure requirement for Zenap Zendesk build. So what are the requirement that we'll discuss? Present supporting infrastructure licensing consideration. Citrix services, if you want to use, you need to purchase a Citrix license. So the Citrix licensing have some methods, and different types of licenses will be available, so that we need to purchase it. And introduce AppDNA platform, and using AppDNA to prepare Windows 10 and Windows 2016. That means before on our lab already the operating systems are already ready. So yesterday we already created servers from the Zen server. Okay, so the machines are ready now. So if any machines are additionally needed, we will create it. And finally, provide overview of training, lab environment, scenario, and architecture. So that we will explain. Go to that next slide. Citrix consulting methodology. So this is the overview of Citrix consulting methodology. So first one, the concept is called define. So define means before you want to start your project in Citrix Zenapps and desktop, first we have to define the projects. That means what is your goals, what is your plans, everything you have to discuss here. The first level, that is called define. So identify business and technical objectives. So what is your business? What are the technical objectives you required? And you have to discuss in the define section. And after that, we have assess. So that means what is your current environment? What is your current environment? And is it sufficient, or you want to increase or decrease, or any additional features are required, that you need to check. That means identifying of requirements. So what is not there, what you looking. Determine use cases. So couple of scenarios in your mind that will be implementing on your environment that you want to discuss. That means completely assessment. After you're defining the project, so then we'll go for assessment. So in this assessment, so before you buying the product, before you testing the product, so we will be discussing each and every point. What do you what you don't want, what you want, actually anything will be discussing in the assessment. So after the assess, we have a called design. So the design means architecture of your identified requirements. Okay, what your requirement, that will be, we will be designing by architecture. So in the architecture designing, we will be addressing some main important points. Scalability. Scalability means nothing but expanding your business. Redundancy. So unfortunately, if the servers are not accepting the connections, not properly working, there is a secondary servers will be working in that place. That is called redundancy. So example, how you are using Stephanie tire for your car in case of tire blast or tire puncture. Okay, if air is not properly there, so we will be changing the wheel, right? The entire tire will be, we're changing the Stephanie. The same way, we have some redundancy servers will be maintaining in your project that will give you uh, no downtime. If you don't have redundancy, if only one server is maintaining, so that will give you a big problem for you, like a performance related issues, access level issues, like if in case of a hardware and software failures. And high availability means if the load is high, the load will be sharing across the servers in your data center. Example, we have a web server. Let's take an example, web server. At present, only one web server is there. The web server have handle only 50 sessions. Example, 50 connections. At a time, users count is more. So we would not tell that, hey, only you can access 50 users, remaining people you should not access. You should not tell like that, right? So when the more than 50 users are connecting on the web server, it will give you a performance related issues. So in this situation, we will add multiple servers. Automatically, the load will be balanced with the another servers in the group, right? That we called as high availability. So when we're designing, these main three important we need to discuss. Going forward, we will check scalability, redundancy, high availability in hand with the feature, how it's working, how to set up, everything we will discuss. Next, deploy. Deploy means you are creating a servers. That means you are building your servers. That means for verification of testing, to perform the testing, to build your servers and installing the services, configuring the services, etc., etc. So this is a, once your deployment is done, finally final step is called management. Management. So management means, so after this course you completed, you will attending the interview and you'll get a job, right? So some XYZ company is offering you for working in a Citrix technology, and the setup is already there, and currently the users are accessing applications on desktop. So you keep on maintaining it. So that means, so applications are properly working or not. If applications are not properly installed, you have to uninstall and reinstall it. If applications are older version, we are upgrading to new versions. Okay. If users are facing any applications and desktop connection issues, we have to troubleshoot that issue. So these are the things you have to do it. That is called management. That is mainly we are doing that. So from the define to management, entire the process you should not break. If any process you break, that production is not good. Any doubts, Avinash? Okay, let's move to that. Assess, deploy, assess, design, deploy. So example, in case of deployment, you have any problem, again we'll go for assessment. Why? So whatever the design we build it, so then the deployment is a correct or not, we need to verify. So if this is not properly done, again we'll go for assessment and design, again redeploy. So until the circle will be keep on going until we get a successful result. Understood? So let's move to that. Supporting infrastructure requirement. What are the requirements for your supporting? So now the requirement, first requirement is hypervisor. So what do you meaning of hypervisor? Basically, to create a multiple operating systems in single machine, single hardware device. We called as hypervisors. So what are the market leaders? What are the market leaders? And those products which is supported for Citrix ZenDesktop ZenApp. Again, we have a question. So we have so many hypervisor products in the market, but all the hypervisor products are not supported for ZenApp ZenDesktop technology. So only three hypervisors only supported. One is Zen Server, second one is VMware, vSphere, and third one is Microsoft Hyper-V. Got it? Right. So next, leverage Active Directory for authentication and authorization. So we have a dedicated Active Directory is required. So what is the purpose of Active Directory? So for user account creation, computer account management, printer and faxes, network group file share management. Okay. So these are the authentication authorization purpose we are using AD. AD we also called as DC, domain controller. Understood? Okay. So I will publish my videos how to install Active Directory and how to configure. So I will take a separate videos. You can check later. So next topic, next point, DHCP server. So DHCP is used for releasing an IP address to the client machines in the network. So without IP address, we should not able to communicate each other. Yes or no? So for that reason, so DHCP it will providing a IP address to the client machines, and DNS also will be updating the your host name with IP address with the host name. The name resolution purpose they will be using for DNS. So DHCP will be used for releasing an IP address to the client machines, and DNS will be used for managing a computer name with IP address with the name, address to name, name to address. So both will be managing that. Any questions? And this DNS topic also and DHCP topic also will discussed in a separate video. Yeah. So now we have a separate SQL server. So this will used for, what is the use for SQL server? To store the Citrix, Citrix, Synapse, and Stop database. Okay. And the first point, verify Microsoft RDP service licensing required for server OS resources. So every Windows machine we have Microsoft Remote Desktop Server licensing. What is meaning of Remote Desktop Server licensing? Yeah, we are connecting remotely Windows machine by using MSTSC or might be Remote Desktop Connection Manager, right? So we are using the RDP protocol, Remote Desktop Protocol. So the Remote Desktop Protocols by default for server there are two licenses will be free. For desktop only one license. If you want to connect more people, you need to buy a Microsoft Remote Desktop Services license that we'll discuss later in the class, that we call as terminal licenses, Fine. So you know what is the use of SQL Server? SQL Server is used for to maintain the database of Synapse and Desktop. Okay, that we already installed in a separate machine. So this SQL Server will be managing by SQL Server team. There's a DB team. You do not worry about that. Okay. So this SQL Server will be mainly for configure with the high availability configuration. High availability means they'll not maintain single SQL server. Minimum two, three, four servers they'll maintain. Why? Because of high availability. If one server is goes down, another server will be come in the picture. So this type of high availability features will provide additional benefit for cluster instances, mirroring, always on, always group, always on availability groups. Okay, AOAG process. So this topic I will explain in future. What is meaning of AOAG? What is meaning of mirroring? What is meaning of clustered instances? Those things I'll explain when we configuring the Citrix Synapse and desktop side. At present, only this is the introduction part. So going forward, we will set up that. Okay. So let's move to that another slide. So this is the organization unit, OU. OU means organization unit. So in our AD, we have a users, we have a desktops, we have a servers. The servers again we have from the different projects. In the projects we have a different locations. So how we are managing that? So normally in our personal computer, how you will be managing videos, photos, uh, personal documents, softwares, how you'll be managing? You are creating a folder. Uh, so subfolders you will be configuring. The same way, there is a kind of folder structure, but you should not call it as a folder structure. This is called organization unit. This is called as a organization units. This organization units used for to manage your Citrix resources and Citrix environment properly with a hierarchical infrastructure. With a hierarchical infrastructure. So going forward, we will set up one by one. I'll show you and how to set up the OU and how the servers will be moved to the respective OUs and how to migrate the server from one OU to another OU that we'll discuss. Let's move to that another slide. So this is your infrastructure. This is your infrastructure slide. So in this slide, they'll mainly discussing about DNS, domain name system. Domain name system. What is meaning of DNS? Okay. So DNS, which will help us Zen Desktop, Zen app always. So without DNS, Zen app, Zen Desktop, it won't work. Why? So I'll give you an example, okay, in a different way. Avinash, you are using smartphone or might be normal basic phone. So you have a 50 friends, 100 family relatives, okay, and 10 to 20 or 30 members of strangers, okay. So this is a way you will be noted down your phone contacts in your phone book. Yes or no? So in this structure, example, you are calling to me. You are calling to me. Did you remember my number? No, right? No, you will not remember my number. So what you'll do, you will open the phone book and you will search the name. Example, my name will be, you will be reflecting on your phone, Mahesh Citrix Trainer. So this is the way you will be stored on your phone book. So you will search Mahesh. So there are so many Maheshes like your family, friends, relatives, and strangers. So many people are there. So in that again you will be check exact name Mahesh Citrix Trainer. You will select that number and you will click on dial. So when you dial from your number, so it will dial for the name, it will dial for the number. It will dial for the number. Only name is a sake of information which will you remember. Okay. So for easily remembering the name. So human tendency you're not will be good memory for memorizing of your numbers is a big numbers. So for that reason, if one or two numbers you can easily remember. If hundreds and thousands of numbers, you cannot remember those things. So DNS will help us. So all the computer names associated with the IP address will be taking care of it. So how your phone book will be using in your phone, giving the service to you. In AD, DNS will doing the same job. Computer name to computer IP address, computer IP address to computer name. So this same will be reflecting. Example, you're calling to me. So I stored your number on my phone book. I stored your phone number on my phone book. Avinash, Citrix student. This is the way I'll be noted down. There are so many people calling daily. How can I remember you? Even I'm also stored that number, right? When you're calling to me, when I'm getting a ring on my mobile, the number will be the number will be checking in the phone book by default, and it will be displaying calling from Avinash student Citrix. So there's a way I will receiving it. Yes or no? So then either you want to disconnect, either you want to pick the call. Same way that the same process will be taken care by DNS. When you ping any server from computer name, it will resolve with IP address. Again, resolve with IP address to computer name. Both will be taken care of it. Understood? Yes. So moving to the next slide, DHCP server. What is the use of DHCP server? So we are creating servers, we are creating a desktops, huh? So daily, so whenever you require in a project. So the system wants to communicate to other system in the network. We need IP address. So that IP addresses will be given by DHCP because the DHCP server we have a scope. In that scope, we will giving the starting and ending IP address. So who are all coming in the network? So it will ask the DHCP server. DHCP will be providing IP address to you. So that means you don't want to come each and every mission. You want to enter IP address manually. Not required. It's automatically It's automatically releasing and dispatching IP address to the client missions. So in going forward, how to install the DHCP server role and how to create scope and how to renew the IP address and how to get the IP address, how to troubleshoot the issues when you're not receiving an IP address, all these things we'll go and check in a different class. Okay. So click on next, service accounts. What is the requirement of service accounts? Why you require service account? Guys, today you are working and tomorrow you will be leaving from the company. Yes or no? Today you are installing a server with some services with Avinash with some password. So tomorrow you are leaving for the day. Complete company. Okay, you're not again come back. So once you moving out of from the company, your account will be disabled and deleted from the AD. So previously you worked on the same company with your ID, you configure one service. So now anyone wants to try to modifying the service, they want to upgrade the service, it is able to doing that without your username and password? No. So for that reason, every service has, we will create a one security account will be created. That is called service account. Okay. So we will going forward, we will see how to create service account and how to log in with the service account. Understood. So previously I explained how to create Avinash individual username and providing admin access to logging. So next time in the class I'll show you how to create a service account for Citrix. Understood. So moving to the next slide. So this is a standard naming conventions. Please don't worry. So whatever the name I'm giving, can you please follow along with me? Yesterday I given some instructions to create a server. Example nyc-xdc-004 like that. Okay. So please follow the same rule. Okay. Don't change anything. Hmm? So going forward, we will be creating some other servers with a different format. So certificate authority. So each and every server we will be installing a certificate from the CA. So that is very important because every transaction is encrypted format. So without installing a certificate, all the transaction in open text. So it may chances for steal your data. Okay. So please be careful in this. So moving to the next, certificates that I'll told you know. So we will install and required servers. And after that, everywhere the certificate is required. So without certificate, the communication will not happen. Okay, that's the way we will design later. Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Okay. So this is your group policy management, how you are managing the policies, Citrix policies. So this is your structure of the policies we will be delivering. So going forward, we will set up policies mostly in mid of the class. So we will come here and we will configuring the policies and we'll set up that. Understood. And now this is the port numbers. It's very important. Please take a screenshot. So these are the ports we required. So if anywhere the port numbers is showing 443, that means in that area we are installing a certificate. In that area we don't not configuring 443 means certificate is not required. Okay. 80 means not required certificate. 443 means we required certificate. Please take a screenshot. This is the communication port numbers. You remember always. You should remember always until you work till end of the day in Citrix. Moving to the next slide. Moving to the next slide. So this is the firewalls. So sometimes we will be configuring the software firewalls and hardware firewalls whenever required. So you can take a screenshot as well. So this will be discussed very later, and we will take a scenario and I'll explain in future. So where we need to put firewall, where you don't want required firewalls, all these things we'll discuss later. So now, so hypervisor agnostic. So that means we have three types of hypervisor. So the Citrix delivery controller simultaneously they can connect it to a different types of hypervisor like a Hyper-V, vSphere, Zen server, and we can manage our Citrix resources. So at present in our lab, we will be using Zen server, guys. Okay, but a little bit part I will explain how to set up VMware environment and how to install vCenter and how to connect it. What is the architecture? That also I'll explain. Okay. Yes, please. No, I'm talking about only hypervisor, Avinash. Okay. If you're talking about cloud is different. Okay. So Citrix will be supported for Microsoft Azure, AWS Cloud, and Citrix Cloud as well. So this is a storage. So where we can sometimes we will use local storage, sometimes we will share storage. We have some couple of scenarios. Okay. Typically it's used for the use cases. So example, local storage we'll use for random and non-persistent VDI machines and published desktops. A shared storage will used for static persistent VDI, user data and home directory files. So please take a screenshot. It's very important for you. So we will set up the lab, and when we are delivering a type of use cases, we will use that type of storage. Okay. So VLAN separations, that is called network LAN separations. Uh, this will be managed by your network team. Don't bother about this. So VLAN is used for increasing the security. Okay, you don't want to connect it anyone without your permissions for that reason. Okay, so VLAN will be taken care by your network admin team. You do not worry about this. So database performance. So we have a three types of models will be there. One is POC and another one is legacy, another one is default. So delivery controller along with the combined database also can possible. This is called POC. POC means proof of concept. Example, you want to give any demo session to your clients, students, training sections, we can go for POC. Legacy means you have environment. So whichever environment you have previously, it's already there. So then you can do it. Uh, the previously we have a database is already is there, database server, that is a SQL server. You are configuring a delivery controller. So the delivery controller will be connected to existing SQL server. This is called legacy model. Now, the again we have a default model will be there. We have a logging database, we have a monitoring database, we have a site database. So now Citrix Zendesk Top 7 is they require three databases. for different purpose. One database is used for site database, one database is for logging database, one it is used for monitoring. So either three databases in same server or different server, your wish. Maximum all the databases will be in same server and connected to delivery controller. So now we are following this method. This is the most all the people will be managing this method only in real-time environment. Okay, we have a separate SQL server. In that SQL server, we will be configuring the three databases and we will be configuring the Zen site. Yeah. Let's move to this. This is a database sizing. Can you please take a screenshot? Okay, just for your information. Hmm. So HSD means hosted shared desktops. VDA means virtual desktop infrastructure. Based upon the type of the machine we are delivering, so this many number of users, how much database applications we are running, and size. Okay, so this is common calculator for a database. Just please note down. Okay. So any questions? No, right? Fine. So now we are going to discuss some important topics like supporting infrastructure legacy so licensing consideration. So what type of licenses are available and where we are using? So we'll discuss now. So today we are not installing labs. Okay, understood. So today only some important topics only we are discussing, and this will help you for just overview. So going forward, hey, these are the products we are installing. These are the products we are configuring, so that we can just have an idea about that. So hypervisor, we are using uh, Zen server, and the Zen server in the top we will be creating a virtual machines that you know very well. So now we have Hyper-V, storefront, or delivery controller. Okay, Hyper-V host. Hyper-V host means, let's take an example. Uh, this is a hypervisor, Microsoft hypervisor. So storefront is a kind of web server, and delivery control, this is a web server. So example, storefront is a 2008 R2 and delivery control is a 2016. So all the Windows machines, even though it is a Hyper-V, even though it is a storefront, even though it is a delivery controller, all the servers will be connected to KMS host. What is meaning of KMS host? Key management system. That means the Windows licenses will be managing in your company, that we called as KMS. Understood. For example, when you're buying a laptop or desktop, you're buying a Windows license like Windows 10, Windows 7. You're updating, right? But in a real-time environment, they have hundreds of servers, thousands of servers, desktops. So we cannot manually, individually, we are updating the license one by one. That will be a big problem for us. And also, that will be wastage of licenses also. Sometimes we will lose the license keys. Someone will be using outside. So when we are uploading the license files in a KMS system, who are all necessarily connected the systems in the network, so those people only the license will be allocated. So KMS is a Windows Server Activation Key server. Now we have VDA machines. What is meaning of VDA machines? So like you are delivering applications, desktops, okay? Like a desktop operating system, server operating system, whatever it is, that we call as VDS. VDS stands for Virtual Delivery Agents. So these servers we required a remote desktop licensing. So this licensing will be we are buying from Microsoft. That license name called terminal license, RDS license or terminal license. Anything would be fine. Okay. That's correct. That's correct. Next, Windows for client OS VDS. Windows for client OS VDS. So that is your end users machines. That is your end users machines. So these end users machines will be connecting to Citrix resources. We need a Citrix VDA licenses. So tomorrow I will set up one server for licensing server and will install the component and will install the license. That's only for tomorrow job. Understood? Only tomorrow we will set up the license server. So please note down tomorrow job homework. So please complete by today itself. So yesterday you created NYC XDC 004. Avinash? Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow you please create mm, you can create a server name called NYC hyphen LIC hyphen 001. Okay. And NYC hyphen LIC hyphen 001. Okay. So this is a server we are using. So we will both use the same license server. Okay. We will both use the same license server. No issues. Hyphen 001. Yeah. Same operating system 2012 R2. Okay. So applications going forward. So we will different type of applications we will install and we will see. No worries. So that's it for today class. Okay. So preparing for Windows 10 and 2016 with AppDNA. So this is nowadays we are not using this. Okay. So we already set up the virtual machines inside of our lab. So you can use it. Okay. Fine. So tomorrow we will set up the lab environment that is called module 3, installing a configuring the Zendesk site. So we will one by one, well, server will be installed. Hmm? Please complete today end of the day. Hmm? Yeah, thank you.